Stanton. You sure?
Dingo and the Dingo and the baby.
Back to the Dingo and the baby. Dingo.
And the baby.
That's the most ridiculous shit. Dingo and the baby. Who came up with that fucking idea? All right. So, all right, super relaxed. I'm gonna actually take a sip.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Absolutely.
Right. Salud.
The pseudo bubbly.
Yeah, no, all right. Actually, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it has an interesting flavor to it.
We're gonna have to finish the bottle. Well, we're gonna have to finish. The bottle.
It would be lazy to not finish the bottle.
We have to. All right. So, this is R.R. Stanton and Maximer the Long, estranged, I guess I should say, but belatedly welcomed back.
I did go missing. I've had garbage internet for a while, but we're going to try to improve that in the coming weeks, and hopefully I'll have some better access after that.
We are, and we're going to try to do an MCU review series with a little flavor to it. We'll talk about that in just a second here. But this is, I think we're officially titling it Arch and Max's Food, Brew, and MCU Review.
I like it.
I like it. I think it's good. Kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit.
Oh yeah, just right off the top.
Literally.
Who wouldn't say that
Food.
immediately?
For the food? Yeah, no, great. All right, so we're both super fans of the series, and we wanted to get back. I haven't done a rewatch of the MCU in a long time. When I say super fans, I think we're like mega fans. I've long called this series the greatest cinematic achievement of all time. Since at least the Avengers, since at least that long, and I mean that it's the scope, the scale, the quality, the commitment that the actors and the producers and all have shown to the series, I think has been fantastic. Looking back on it though, I've always thought that you probably had a little more, even more positive take than I did on it, like a more optimistic take, I should say.
I started out, the first comic I ever got was Silver Surfer 67.
Okay.
So I started out with a long-term love of that. I started going to, flea markets and everything, just loading up on every comic I could get. My parents were giving me comics as, benefits for having blocked soccer goals while I was playing goalie in soccer in high school and stuff. So I was constantly working on all of that. I have all the card series from that era, just basically maxed out, missing a few here and there, but it was a love of that in the first place. I always preferred it to DC, so I am a bit on the DC bashing side, just out of a comparison thing. I preferred Marvel in the first place, so it was harder for me to love DC as it was.
Me too.
But as the movies came around, it was just an incredible thing to see them bring it to life in ways that nobody would have ever expected to work. And while I went into them with some hesitancy, I mean, maybe not as much with Iron Man, but with Thor for sure, I was just, oh man, what's going on with this? If they can pull this off, maybe they'll have it. And there were a lot of potential warning signs in there where I was waiting for them to clear a hurdle, but each time they did, and I was very excited by it each time. It was really amazing to see.
Yeah, I remember you getting after Avengers, and at some point you just said, "No, they're gonna do this."
After
and,
Thor,
yeah.
I think we gave one more for Captain America.
Maybe Guardians. I'm not sure.
No, I was not at all hesitant. When they said Guardians, I was like, they've got it. It doesn't matter.
No problem.
They could do Howard the Duck and pull it off at this point. I'm not remotely concerned.
You were saying that way earlier than I was, and I really enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah,
every single.
I've been down for Howard the Duck since Captain America went.
That's amazing. All right, so we're going to talk more about the entire series as we get going. We're, of course, kicking off with Iron Man. I think we haven't really discussed this completely, but I think we're going to watch the series in order. There may be, in release order, there may be some alterations here or there. Maybe we haven't discussed the whole thing yet. But when I say we're adding flavor to this, we're literally going to do that. We're going to add some themed dishes as we go along, hopefully themed. If we can't quite get a theme, we're going to go with some local favorites. So if anybody is cruising through Central Florida at any point, we might recommend some restaurants here and there. We're also going to have some adult beverages as we go.
Usually related to the show. Of course, champagne kicking it off, as with Iron Man.
That's true. And since it is Iron Man, what else do we have?
Well, we've actually got a couple of martinis lined up. We have a decent martini selection available. We also have some hot sake available, which we'll get into. And of course, we have some beer on tap, which is mostly for the interim and between stuff. And if we get really squirrely, there are some bourbons and some whiskeys available, as he has a couple of those throughout the series.
It's going to be the tour de force.
Yeah, this is, well, unfortunately, it's Tony Stark, which means you're going to be enjoying the beverages.
All right. So we're gonna get to watching this movie. I can't wait. I'm super excited. You're gonna see some clips of that, and then after that, we're gonna sum up and give our thoughts on the whole thing.
And again, food and beverages to ensue.
Yeah, we wish we could share.
Right.
So, what are we going with in terms of food overall?
Well, we've got a good hamburger selection available, cheeseburger, lots of different burger options for that. Again, the 4 seasonings there. We've got some tomato, some onion, some pretty good meat available. I think it was was that an 80-20 you got on the
80-20, yeah, 80-20 burgers. That is the optimal selection. And
Nice.
we're going, what kind of buns are those?
French hamburger buns, because if anybody knows anything about hamburgers, it's the French.
It's the French, yeah. So we're doing American-style cheeseburgers with French hamburger buns. Whatever.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. But I mean, there's one thing that Tony wanted when he came back.
He comes back, he gets a cheeseburger because he's a red-blooded American, and you get a freaking cheeseburger when you come back from deployment.
So that's what we're having, and honestly, these buns look amazing. So there we go. Right. So we've got potential spices of coffee dry rub. I'm not sure what that's about. I gotta be honest. Or I don't know. Montreal steak seasoning sounds pretty good.
Smoked Montreal steak.
Smoky. Smoky.
Smoky.
Smoky. Yeah. You gotta get that right.
Apologies.
All right. But then there's the obvious choice: hamburger. I mean, is there another option?
If we're having hamburgers, you would think.
It's hamburger. Until you realize it's amazing burger.
How do you go with hamburger after this?
Yeah, really. It's an amazing burger. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, it was clearly burger until then, but I feel like we might have to consider the amazing burger option now.
All right, so you have 2 dry gin martinis here with 2 olives, as you can see. St. George gin on the left, with Beefeater on the right, and Campari vermouth in the center here. We're gonna try those
Martinis
out.
are legit. Yeah, martinis sound like they should be for somebody weird. It was the Bond thing. Like, the way he orders it doesn't make it sound like a manly drink.
No, that's a legit drink, dude. A martini is intense. If you haven't had a martini and you think it's a girly drink, think again. Go pour yourself one, please.
All right, the martini.
The 2 olive martini with Beefeater.
Oh yeah, that's some Beefeater for sure. You can smell it on it. And we went with a red vermouth also.
And a red vermouth.
That is utterly delicious, and some freaking kick. You know you're having that thing. That is straight up gin.
I don't know what to expect here. I really don't.
Get a little sense of the nose if you want to. That's something to be wary of. That is a Beefeater London Dry Gin.
This was St. George's, actually.
Oh, you went with the St. George's.
I went with St. George, yeah, so slightly different. And this is absolutely delicious. I can't wait, and it's pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie.
St. George's, by the way, has a stronger bit of juniper taste to it than the Beefeater does, so you'll get a bit more of that.
It's a little floral.
Nice.
It's good, though. It's delicious. All right, let's watch this movie.
Yeah.
Do you remember this logo?
Oh yeah, this is the original attempt at it.
The original Marvel logo?
They did great. It was such a good intro, and then they just kept expanding on it with what they had.
Remember, this before it was Disney.
Mm-hmm.
This is pre-Disney.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, dude, these are fucking good, dude. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. These are good, man.
That is a damn good burger.
This is so good.
No, you intimidate them. Good God, you're a woman. I don't know exactly what to call that. I mean, I'd apologize, but isn't that what we're going for here? I thought, please, no gang signs. No, throw it up, I'm good. Yeah, peace. I love peace. Be out of a job with peace. Come on. Come on. Just like it. Don't change the
The next action is this being the arms company.
Yeah, that's a great line. That's a great line. He's like suddenly realizing this is real.
That was a party mode until then.
It's all about him. It was funny is they come close to killing him there, and they don't mean to.
No, they intended to kill him here. They were paid to kill whoever was being transported here, right?
No, they were being paid by Obadiah Stane to. Wait, right?
They were being paid to kill him so he could get the company. They kept him, and that's
To
what
try to
pissed them off.
negotiate more.
Right.
You're right.
They realized who he was after he survived, and then they blackmailed Obadiah.
And that's why he killed them.
And then he got more power and handled that art reactor.
Tony Stark. Visionary.
Total badass.
American patriot.
Generally better than you.
Even from
As liaison to Stark Industries, I've had the unique privilege of serving with a real patriot. He is my friend, and he is my great mentor. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present this year's Apogee Award to Mr. Tony Stark.
You picture Don Cheadle doing this?
Tony?
I think it was actually a good transition. This was kind of a softer role, and then when you got the Cheeto, he was a more hardened, more badass character version of it. And as an army guy, he can make this joke. He's just an airman.
This is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you all very much. This is wonderful.
I didn't notice that. So he's pretty strapped. I assumed in season Dallas. It seems like right outside the
Yeah. He could have walked around a couple of corners and then had this award ceremony.
Deeply out there.
And it's you.
Mr. Stark, Christine Everhart, and
Yeah,
and
yes,
can
yes,
I ask you a couple of questions?
Also, look how young.
Wow.
Look how young Franco
Okay,
looks.
go.
Right?
You've been called the Da Vinci
He's
Resolve.
spent 40 years in the last 10.
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't think.
Dude, this is a baller house, man.
It looks like my PlayStation 5.
It doesn't look like your PlayStation 5. It looks like a PlayStation 5. His house looks like a PlayStation 5.
Tony, you must be the famous Pepper Potts.
Indeed I am.
After all these years, Tony still has you picking up the dry cleaning.
I do anything and everything that Mr. Stark requires, including occasionally taking out the trash. Will that be all?
That's such a badass line. Such a badass line.
Okay.
Is that an espresso?
Probably.
So he's an hour and a half late for his flight. He's working on his car, knowing that he's supposed to be on a flight route. Knowing the road is just standing right there.
And showing up in an Audi A8.
3 hours.
I got caught doing a piece for Vanity Fair.
3 hours. 3 hours you have to stand.
Waiting on you now. Let's go.
This is hilarious for a military guy because his entire life is regimented. So like 3 hours late for him is the biggest piss off he can do.
He'll be pissed off. I'll be pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is where the sake comes in.
Platypus.
Nothing.
Come on, Sour Patch. Don't be mad.
I told you I'm not mad. I'm
God damn it.
To the side.
apologizing. I'm not drinking. We're working right now.
Oh, we're drinking.
You are constitutional.
Oh, we're drinking.
Of being responsible.
It would be irresponsible not to drink. I'm just talking about a nightcap.
Hot sake.
Yes.
Please.
No, just I'm not drinking. I don't want any. And that's what I'm talking about. When I'm out in the morning and I'm putting on my uniform, you know what I recognize? I see it in me that
For your consideration, the Jericho.
God, Jared, dude. Oh yeah, it's devastation. And the ready to go martini bar.
Oh, who hasn't?
we throw
Who
in
hasn't?
with every purchase.
How much
of
would that
sour
cost you?
cream or to piss.
It's impressive. Now, typically, traditionally, one would do some sort of haiku in regards to this, but I think we'll be okay.
Man, I don't even know what the rules on haiku are. It's like 9, 5, 7 or
I
something.
think it's 575. No. 575. It's gotta be 575. And you should reference a season.
Yum. Dude, this would be so hard. I couldn't do this, dude. I couldn't fucking do this.
I don't know how you're not like throwing up or having a crazy gag reflex. This is awful.
Ugh.
Not the sign. That's a horror movie right there. There are horror movies where you wake up like that. That's a common thing.
This is crazy, dude. Imagine waking up and you're just like in an Afghan prison cave. Like, fucking
To save his life. We met once, you know, at a technical conference in Bern.
Don't remember.
I love how that comes back.
You
to
wouldn't.
three.
If I hadn't got drunk, I wouldn't have been able to stand, much less give a lecture on integrated circuits.
Where are we?
Beyond memory, he gave a lecture on integrated circuits, which this guy remembered fondly.
Do you understand me? You as I do.
Yeah, you walk out into this encampment, this is completely insane.
He says they have everything you need to build the Jericho missile. He wants you to make the list of materials.
وبعد كده بالسلامة يا قلبي تروح على ده.
He says for you to start working immediately, and when you're done, he will set you free.
No.
No, he won't.
They speak Arabic, Urdu, Dari, Pashto, Mongolian, Farsi, Russian.
Who are these people?
They are your loyal customers. They call themselves the 10 Rings.
The 10 Rings. It's so crazy to watch this after like Shang-Chi.
Even before that, the other Ten Rings organization they brought in with the fake Mandrill after. Come in, please.
You come in. We're just watching. We don't know what happened at time, but here we are at the start of the movie.
For real?
Were you gone for 2 hours?
Over 2 hours.
Were you really?
Yeah.
We cooked, we did the intro, we prepped the food, and we made some drinks and cooked, and we're 10
And here
minutes
you
in.
are.
Chris currently has no beer. There is another sake shot that I just poured for you. Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay, well, I guess I have to.
I shall continue to nurse.
It's gonna be too drunk to DM tonight.
It's gonna get creative. Somebody might die.
I killed that martini.
He did kill that martini, although he did not eat the olives.
It's true.
Very tasty.
I added a little bit of the juice into yours so that you would get the true dirty martini.
Where's my lemon twist?
Oh, well, we got the lemon twist olives, so I thought it kind of covered the need. Can you taste the lemon in the olives?
No.
Oh, well.
It's pretty tasty though.
Wah, wah, wah.
You need a more refined palate then.
Yes, yes. Nice call.
You definitely taste the gin, which is good because I like it. So.
It's a strong gin beverage. The vermouth, I don't even know what vermouth tastes like, so that's a little difficult to identify.
That is true. I don't actually know.
It's the red part.
Yeah, it's the red part.
The reason it's not a clear martini is because we had vermouth.
Yes.
I should have gone for a clear. It was pretty good with the beefeater. He seemed to enjoy his, obviously. With
I really liked it.
Yeah, I did pick a different one. This one has a different gin flavor.
Everyone's gonna use cherry or some shit, but it's not.
It's not. It's not. We didn't list cherry in our description. I think we're good.
Very good.
Back to the grind. Oh, hell, his name was Steve.
This whole scene is just
Creating all these circuits around the thing and everything. It's amazing.
If my math is right, I don't know what is this. 3 gigajoules per second.
That could run your heart for 50 lifetimes.
Yeah. Or something big for 15 minutes.
I love that that guy knows the math for how many gigajoules are needed to run a heart for a lifetime.
I always wonder what he meant by that. Like, I guess he just means he keeps your heart, he keeps it strapped around your heart for that long.
I think he means the energy lifetime of that thing.
I like how he's already got schematics for this, like, already built up.
Wait, you did all this.
I also like his hair in this one. It's completely different than, like, the Tony Stark traditional hair that you're thinking usually.
Yeah, he hasn't spent the hours of grooming every day to make sure he had the perfect thing.
Ooh,
Notes of washers.
Still don't tell me where you're from.
I'm from a small town called Gomira. It's actually a nice place.
Got a family?
Yes. And I will see them when I leave here. And you, Stark? No. So you're a man who has everything. And nothing.
I love the comparison.
Is he really making that? It's just backwards. This is a great scene. Like shit just got real.
आपका जरा
अभी बताओ.
आपका जरा
Delivery date.
This is intense, dude.
10 extremely heavily armed people.
Anita. Good assistant. You have till tomorrow to assemble my missile.
It's a classic scene, right? That's what they played at the end of the game. This right
He's speaking Hungarian. I don't speak Hungarian. Okay.
What do you know?
Experts! Experts!
The eggs are undercooked. The eggs are undercooked.
Huevos!
Check once you're clear before you follow me out, okay?
We need more time.
Hey,
I'm gonna go buy you some time.
Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan.
You're just stuck there in a giant iron suit while this guy runs away.
This guy gave his life.
He was planning on dying the entire time. He was talking about how when he left he would see his family. This guy knew he was never leaving.
Yeah, he did.
Ah, Steve. People are shooting at missiles.
They have no idea what they're doing.
Such a great homage to the original Iron Man costume.
It looks perfect. It looks fucking perfect.
It feels slapped together from what you have lying around.
That's exactly what it should be.
Yeah.
Right? That's great.
What were you shooting at? Oh, hey, a metal helmet. Let me put a bullet in. Slightly better use of the rocket.
Come on. We gotta go. Move with me. Come on, we got a plan. We gotta stick to it.
This was always the plan, Stark.
Come on, you gotta go see your family. Get it.
My family's dead. Don't waste your life.
Don't waste your life. That's it. Think about the context of the entire thing.
Even the attempt to, like, he was willing to kill himself on the nuclear thing going into space and through that portal. Like, was Jensen's words were weighing with him while he was considering whether or not it was worth sacrificing
You
himself.
had no idea it was even gonna get there.
Right.
Like, that's the crazy part. It's all part of the I think the shot was good. And behind him with him getting shot.
that armor he built, he was still overwhelmed.
That's what's cool about it.
Yeah, he's not invincible here. He comes out and he might still die.
Right. Just gotta get out of there. Just like the rest of the
Very cinematic, guys.
It's amazing.
Not enough fuel. That was a fun beat.
How was the fun beat?
It's great, man.
From about here on, I would have been happy with Cheetle.
Right.
Like, that was where you saw him show up as the military guy with some power and authority. Before that, he seemed a little soft.
No,
You have to go to the hospital.
I
The
don't have
doctor
to do
has to
anything.
look
I've
at
been in
you.
captivity for 3 months. There are 2 things I want to do. I want an American cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Also, why do you fucking Burger King?
The first burger you could have, you had a normal, terrible-ass American burger, fast food.
Burger King?
I'm sorry, Burger King. I'm not sponsored by Burger King, so I can say this.
No way that was.
That is not my choice.
No. he'd go to 10 places before you. How many 10 places you go to before that?
You can get a steak at any or you can get a hamburger at any restaurant. Damn
He'd
better.
go to
than
Red
Burger
Robin
King.
before that.
Right.
He'd go to Sonic before that.
Red Robin, yum, would have kicked its ass.
He'd go to McDonald's before that.
Agent Phil Coulson with the
For Burger
strategic
King? I'd
command
take Burger
for
King ahead.
enforcement and logistics.
Really?
You take McDonald's out of Burger
I know.
King?
Burger King's shite.
I realize we're arguing over semantics of like would you prefer to call it poop or shit, but
I had my eyes open. I came to realize that I have more to offer this world than just making things to blow up. And that is why, effective immediately, I am shutting down the weapons manufacturer's business.
Hey, some fun beats there.
Where is it? It's inside.
Happy smoking. I never noticed that.
Might be the only time you ever see that.
Stark Industries. I've got one
This sucks.
recommendation. Ready? Ready? Sell.
What?
How big are your hands?
I don't understand why.
Get down here, I need you.
He apparently never played Operation.
Let's see him. Show me hands. Let's see him. Oh, wow, they are small. Very petite. Just,
Very
leave
petite.
it
Well
out
done.
for a sec.
With speed bump, what does that
There's
mean?
nothing. It's just a little snag. There's an exposed wire in this device. And
I like how this is looking like Sonic, but he's not
So we're gonna get shortcuts. Because I'm
Okay.
I really need your help here. Okay.
Ugh.
Oh, there's
It's not pus. It's anything else. Plasmic discharges from the device, not from my body. Yeah, it does. The copper wire. The copper wire. You got it? Okay, you got it. Now don't let it touch. Eyes when you're coming out. That's what I was trying to say before.
Wait,
Okay,
stop.
now make sure that when you pull it out, you don't pull out that. There's a magnet at the end of it. That was it. You just pull it out. Okay. I was not expecting. Don't put it back in. Don't put it back in. Pull it.
It's gonna be okay, okay? It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, go a little faster,
I'm
please.
really-
I don't need consolation.
Okay. Is that so hard? Yeah, I feel great. You okay?
Don't ever ask me to do anything like that ever again.
I don't have it.
The future of air combat. Is it manned or unmanned?
Speaking of manned or unmanned, you got to get him to tell you about the time he guessed wrong. It's spring break. Just remember that. Spring break, 1987.
Man, or other than you might get him to tell you about the time you guessed wrong.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's nice seeing you, Tom.
It is curious to try to picture Cheadle in all of this role.
Right.
Or him and the rest of Cheadle's roles. Like, that's how I'll be watching the other ones.
Nervous, you up?
Weeks away.
How much for the same guy?
Project file index as Mark 2.
project and starts over. These guys start from here and try to make it better.
Okay, I'm sorry. Am I in your way?
This right here, this boot is already better than anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this right. Start mark half a meter back to center.
This is one of the best scenes.
Dummy look alive, and then stand by for fire safety. You, roll it. Okay. Activate hand controls. You're gonna start up nice and easy. Let's see, 10% thrust capacity, achieve lift. And 3, 2, 1.
Oh! You're in the hospital for a week.
Alright, I can deal with the beer.
It would be amazing to have technology that would adapt to your movements like that.
It's like a reality projection of VR. It's like VR, but only projected.
Augmented reality?
Yeah.
Alright, set that.
And they have that, like, if you're doing a VR thing, it
Yeah.
reacts
What?
to you, but like,
Obadiah
without the
is
VR.
Alright, great, I'll do that.
It's projecting into your environment rather than you watching it.
It is. This is flight stabilizer. It's completed.
Like I was
Oh, repulsor technology, bitches.
I didn't expect that. Day 11, test 37, configuration 2.0. For lack
Oh,
of
those
better
cars.
options, Dummy is still on fire safety.
This is the big scene for him,
And I'm
right?
not on fire, I'm donating you to City College.
This is like,
Alright, nice and easy.
is this like the biggest scene for him?
Seriously?
This is where he destroys his garage.
With 1%
This is like
thrust capacity.
the first Iron Man scene, right?
In 3,
Yeah, everything up till now, like the breakout, he's had some screw ups. This is where he realizes he can fly. Like he's got everything together here and is perfectly willing to destroy those beautiful automobiles behind him. Oh, such a shame.
2, 1.
I'll say Mach 3, I think. Yeah, it's a McLaren.
It's a 98. There's something so real too. This is like how you'd be trying to do this for the first time, like really unstable.
Okay, this is where I don't want to be. Yeah, tell you what, do a weather and ATC check, start loosening in on ground control.
Sir, there are still terabytes of calculations needed before an actual flight is a
Jarvis, sometimes you gotta run before you can walk. Ready? In 3, 2,
It's not afraid. See, even exiting his driveway was insane.
This shot. That reaction is so Check this out. Is this kid right here? And we know they are two kids. Peter Parker. Is this kid Peter Parker?
No, SR-71 Blackbird. Technically an X-Men reference there. Peter Parker was not in California on a Ferris wheel at a pier.
Maybe?
No. Just no. I disagree.
Is it possible?
Fly on the Parker theory.
Now, at this point, because you only had a few comic book series come out, X-Men, Spider-Man before that. This is barely into the Dark Knight. What does this feel like?
Notes, main transducer feels sluggish at plus 40 altitude. Whole
Sluggish at plus 40 altitude.
A very astute observation, sir.
Indeed.
Perhaps if you were to leave this out and especially
Hello!
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on?
How do you do? Not. What's going on, dude?
It's D&D night.
It is D&D.
Yeah,
it is D&D. What's up, man? We were like, where are we at? We're like 2 sakis, a martini,
Oh, no.
and 2 beers into the day. Yeah.
Did you get my DM drunk?
Yeah, we're still working on it.
Yes,
we're
he
not-
did.
We're not quite there yet.
I'm wearing the Critical Hit shirt also.
Throw a little hot rod red in there. Yeah, that should help you keep it on profile.
That should help you keep it.
How did he build snark into his robotic system?
Yeah, I like it fabricated. Paint it.
Remember me?
Sure don't.
Great. Have a seat, man. We're finishing our interview. That's a huge effort.
What's your work?
As-
Yeah, you guys gotta crash his own
Other
party.
way around.
Yeah. Just definitely. You're officially being here.
Take it slow, all right? It's like at the board where we're going. You got it. Just cabin fever. I'll just be my boss.
We're gonna put this on YouTube. You guys sit around watching the movie that's going on YouTube. You've been commenting about it
Oh, yeah.
all day.
Yeah, that last.
Phil Coulson,
I know
first
it's supposed to be a trying time. Tell you what, you got it. You're absolutely right. Well, I'm gonna go to my system.
That's the first moment he like
Make it
gets
big.
hot over pepper. When's the last time you saw this?
Very recently, actually.
Really?
My wife just discovered all of it. Like all at once, she was like, I'm gonna get into this. And has just watched every movie over the last month. Like all of them. Can you imagine what that would be like to suddenly realize you were interested in the MCU and have everything already done
No,
and ready
I-
and sitting at your fingertips?
I'm actually fascinated by the fact that people do, because I've heard of people like their first movie was like Infinity War, and I'm like, how is that your first fucking movie?
Yeah.
Why is that your
the
first?
same thing? She would watch a movie, come up with a question. I would tell her which movie answered it best, and she would just skip around all over the place. She watched Thor completely out of
Just the dance. You don't understand because you're you.
Wait,
Everybody
you
knows
haven't seen
exactly who you are and that you're with girls and
I think it's an interesting experience because the whole time we've been talking about like
then
what it was like to watch these and go, can they do the next one? Can they do the next one? Can they do the next one? But to have gotten to the end of it and go like, wait, what the fuck was all this about? Is like a totally different experience.
I'm
Yeah.
wearing this ridiculous dress and then we were dancing like
Dress
that.
is not ridiculous.
No, it's not.
Look better on the floor.
God damn it.
I would like a drink, please. I would like a vodka martini, please. Very dry with olives, a lot of olives, like at least 3 olives.
At least 3 olives.
Extra dry, extra olives, extra fast. Make one of them dirty, right?
I actually almost bought it hook, line, and sinker.
I was out of town for a couple months, in case you didn't
Is
hear.
this what you call accountability? It's a town called Gomera. Heard of it?
Please. You seen these pictures? Huh? What's going on with Tony? You can't afford to be this naive. You know when I was naive before? When they said, here's the line, we don't cross it. This is how we do business. If we're double dealing under the table, are we? Let's take a picture. Come on.
A woman begging for news on her husband who was kidnapped by insurgents. I was forced to join their militia.
I love the wires going from the arc reactor to the arm. It's not just a free-floating armor, it's still being powered by that.
Right.
Very little hope for these refugees. Refugees who can only
It all looks legit.
anyone will help.
Like you could do this.
Yeah, fuck that glass. Fuck you, glass.
This will scare the shit out of me being in this thing, like putting shit around me. I'd be afraid to like tear the shit out of me.
You're being put in a coffin.
Yeah.
Like, if this goes wrong, you're in your own coffin.
It's just twisting your arms and shit up. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, any bit of excess power anywhere in your arm can be torn off by your own mechanical system.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
I like his weapon setup. Ow. Oh, you're dead. You just got punched 40 feet.
You're dead.
By an iron gauntlet. I realize it's not made of iron.
kill buttons in my life.
I know, right?
We got a bogey. What's an Air Force?
CIA on the line.
I've got Lenny on the line. You want to know if it's us?
This seems the most legit.
sir.
Was Navy.
The Edwards Air Force Base thing, I'm pretty sure they're the ones that control the UAVs for the military. It's in Arizona.
Roads and weapons development down here now.
This seems legit.
So they have the full eyes on thing, like immediately, like, oh no, what just happened? From around the world.
I think it's an unmanned aerial vehicle.
What are we dealing with here?
UAV Paris Station 120 knots direct.
He's like, fuck, right there. He's like, God damn it.
Damn it, they're gonna replace me with Don Cheadle.
Imagine racing these two planes in that suit. Jesus Christ.
Whiplash one, what is it? No. The less I know, the better. Now, what am I supposed to tell the press?
Training exercises. Isn't that the usual BS?
It's not that simple.
Cut.
An unfortunate training exercise.
Ow! Hey!
Gosh, you. Please try not to move. Hey.
What's going on here?
Let's face it, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
I will give you these designs as a gift. And in turn, I hope you'll repay me with a gift of iron soldiers.
You are super screwed.
Come on, Topher.
When you hack into the mainframe, you're going to retrieve all the recent shipping manifests.
And what do you plan to do with this information if I bring it back here?
Same drill. They've been dealing under the table, and I'm going to stop them. I'm going to find my weapons and destroy them.
Tony, you know that I would help you with anything, but I cannot help you if you're going to start all of this again.
There is nothing except this. There's no art openings. There is no benefit. There is nothing to sign. There's the next mission and nothing else.
You're all I have too, you know.
This is a crazy scene. This perfectly normal woman walking into here, knowing that she might get murdered if she gets busted doing this. This is as much heroism as you see in the entire franchise.
It pretty much is.
So, what are we going to do about this?
Who is this?
It's the dude from.
Tony.
It's the dude. It's the dude, man. He's clearly the like CEO.
Oh no, I know who he is. I don't know who the actor is.
Oh, it's Bridges, isn't it? Jeff Bridges, yeah.
That's Bridges?
Yeah.
It is the dude.
It's the dude, man. It's the dude.
I was so happy.
That chill ass dude is the same guy that played this.
Yeah, dude, it's the dude, man.
That's amazing.
Sponsor, get an appointment. Did you get about our appointment?
No, right now.
This is great. The only reason she's safe here is because Tony, while drunk at a party, agreed to this showing up.
You're on this.
Sir, we've explored what you've asked
I
us,
love
and it
that
seems
this
to
guy
be
is the dude off the Christmas
actually,
tree.
to pick up, yes, to power the suit. So the technology
The
actually
small
doesn't
kid?
exist.
He's the kid?
So it's-
Like he's the main kid? He's the kid? That's awesome.
William, here's the technology. I've asked you to simply make it smaller.
Okay, sir, that's what we're trying to do, but honestly, it's impossible.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave!
He's 3 times smarter than me!
The scraps! When I ordered the hit on you, I worried that I was killing the golden goose. You had one last golden egg to give. Too bad you had to involve Pepper in this. I would have preferred that she left.
He's just sitting there looking at it. That's gonna be fun. His original desert design on crack.
Where's Pepper?
She's fine. She's with 5 agents. They're about to arrest Obadiah.
That's not gonna be enough.
So why did they take the civilian on the arrest the megalomaniac plan?
She knows how to get in there.
They blow up any entrance she has a problem with.
I don't think they know that. I think they like that right there. They're counting on her to get in.
Oh, wow. Way to open the glass door.
They don't know.
They thought they were about to arrest another civilian.
The dude. Yeah, they thought they were about to arrest the dude.
Yeah, the dude was about to be
They thought they
arrested
were about to arrest the dude.
while sipping on a white Russian.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You catch it up.
You need me to do anything else?
Keep the skies clear.
I love this.
Next time, baby.
As a different person.
Tony! Tony, are you okay? I'm fine. Oh, Obadiah, he's gone insane. I know. Listen, you better get out. Get out.
Where do you think you're going? The services are no longer required.
This fight sequence is great.
Sir, it appears that this suit can fly. Duly noted. Take me to maximum altitude. Definitely consent. Keep going.
I honestly wish he would have continued to be War Machine.
What?
I love him as this guy. I hate that he's not War Machine.
Well, John against Tears Out.
Yeah, he did a great job in this film.
He negotiated himself out of it.
Yeah.
He demanded as much money as Tony did more down.
That's ridiculous.
They were like,
I
fuck
see a
you.
problem. Might want to look into it. You finally outdid yourself, Tony. You made your father proud.
I love he's smiling the whole time.
You've all received the official statement of what occurred at Stark Industries last night.
What about the whole cover story that it's a bodyguard? He's my body. I mean, that's kind of flimsy.
This isn't my first rodeo, Mr. Stark. Just stick to the official statement and soon this will all be behind you.
Oh, you didn't call, Sam. I just wanted to say thank you very much for all of your help.
That's what we do. You'll be hearing from us.
From the Strategic Homeland and
Just call us SHIELD.
So on the road?
You know, it's not that bad. Even I don't think I'm Iron Man.
You're not Iron Man.
Yeah.
You're not.
So, all right, so, yeah, if I were Iron Man, I'd have this girlfriend who knew my true identity. She'd be a wreck. She would be worried that I was going to die and so proud of the man I'd become. She'd be wildly conflicted, which would only make her more crazy about me. Tell me, you never think about that night.
What night?
You know.
Are you talking about the night that we danced and went up on the roof and then you went downstairs to get me a drink and you left me there by myself?
It's so perfect. It's so perfect.
Nope.
I'm just not the hero type, clearly. With this laundry list of character defects, all the mistakes I've made, largely public. Yeah. Truth is, I am Iron Man.
You are.
That's such a huge just moment.
He's still one of the only people who's actually owned up to his identity. Everybody else is still hidden in some way.
Dude, that changed everything. Like, remember, like, the big, like shopping at the beginning was like the fact that there was secret identities.
Right.
Yeah. Like, that just changed it all. Right. Like, before that, like, you had the Dark Knight series, you had the X-Men, and you had Spider-Man, and all of them still had secret identities. And this was like the fuck that.
And he gets the I am Iron Man line in there. It's just like such a bold claim of who he is. Like he's not claiming Tony Stark is Iron Man. He's claiming that he's Iron Man and Tony Stark is his extra time.
Right. And you know what's like at this point? Would you like another drink?
I still have 3/4 of
He's drinking it by the boot.
Of a boot of alcohol.
Surprisingly, I'm not done with this boot yet.
This boot is still functioning.
Okay.
There was a post-credits to this film, if I recall.
Yeah, there is. Dude, what are you talking about? This is one of the post-credits. It might be the post-credits.
This is the Sam Jackson.
This is the post-credit, if there's any post-credit.
No.
It's close.
No, the post-credit is Thanos.
Okay.
Thanos is the post-credit.
Yeah, but this is the promise.
Yeah, this is good, but Thanos is the post-credit.
Ooh, that's a debate.
No, it is not a debate.
Dude, I'm with you. I love the Thanos post-credit, but this is like, holy shit. Like, what? Like, really? They're really doing this?
Oh, this is the we're about to blow your minds post-credit, but the Thanos post-credit is we're about to be ridiculous. Like, this should be one, right?
Jarvis.
Welcome home, son.
You don't sound right.
I am Iron Man.
Dude, this is
You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you've become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet. Who the hell are you? Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
What the fuck, dude? The moment you first heard that was like, what?
What a ridiculous ending. You're like, oh, they're going for fucking everything.
What the fuck, dude? The moment you heard that. Because up until this point, all you'd had is like a Spider-Man series that had nothing to do with anything. You had a couple like X-Men films that had nothing to do with anything. And they were like right there. They were like, nope.
Yeah, I'm here to talk to you about blowing every other concept out of the water.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, that's what he
exactly
said.
what he
Anything
said.
else was just, a bunch of bullshit.
Exactly what he said. All right, so we actually have an audience now.
They're not going to join in, though. Yeah, we had a couple of people show up because I have stuff going on later this evening, but we are officially wrecked. You drink to Iron Man and you are not prepared. We are not prepared. That's all there is to it. We were underwhelming on the ability to keep up with this. We made it through a couple of martinis. We made it through some sake, more sake than was probably recommended from the film itself. And all in all, it went pretty well, aside from the fact that he's somewhere in that general direction. I don't know.
That's all you got?
Yeah, you're over there. The film itself, very well done. Still incredible to this day. They did a lot of good work there, and honestly, that's my dog's door. So it was really well done, and it fits the rest of the franchise. It's almost a shame that Howard didn't make it further in his War Machine. Obviously, Cheadle rocks it out. There's no problem with him later in, but I would have liked to have seen the universe with Howard moving on along there.
Did you not like Terrence Howard? I mean, would you have rather Terrence Howard have kept coming, or like, do you like Don Cheadle? Like, how do you?
I honestly don't know. Cheadle comes in with a little bit more gruffness that almost fits the reality of the world, but at the same time, maybe Howard could have brought that along also. I feel like we might have.
I feel like Cheadle has a more playfulness. actually.
You think Cheadle's more playful?
I feel Terrence Howard is like the Oscar guy, and like Cheadle's like the just having fun with the role.
See, I thought Howard was doing a good job of being too stuck up in his military bearing for the time being, but like Cheadle came in at a point where he was able to sort of break away from the military bearing a bit, where like Howard was stuck playing the guy that wasn't quite on board yet.
Okay, I can see that. And Cheadle's just like on. He's rolling with it.
Well, I mean, once you've got superheroes around you, how much do you pay attention to the military? And I'm sorry, I'm prior service, and I still don't know why you care about the army after you've got guys that can nuke planets.
Okay. But you had fun with this. I thought this was awesome.
This was great. The burger was fantastic. We nailed that. All sorts of seasoning.
You nailed that. You nailed the burger.
It was a team effort. You did some slicing.
I did. I did slice the vegetables.
We're very well grown vegetables.
I did slice the vegetables. All right. Were they thinly cut enough?
Very thinly cut. It was optimal thinness on the cut. Any more would have been too much.
All right. So I don't actually. Do you remember watching this in theaters? Because I don't.
I do not remember watching this in theaters at this point. I remember my excitement at the film itself was amazing. The post-credit scene was something that was absolutely ridiculous. Like when you realize they're putting together the Avengers from there, it was obviously obscene. It was beyond what anybody watching a single standalone comic film was expecting to see out of that.
We were just debating this because there's two moments that I think are the best post-credit scenes. There might be more, but it's either Thanos and the Avengers showing up, or Nick Fury showing up to say the Avengers are coming. You tend to think Thanos is the key moment.
As I mentioned earlier, Silver Surfer was my first introduction to comics, so Thanos is the moment for me because it's the Silver Surfer arch rival.
Okay.
Like if you're gonna go with arch rivals for Surfer, it's Galactus and then basically Thanos. There's not a person between them. So you're talking about like one of the biggest bads there could be, and I found the Thanos introduction to be perfect. The courting death line was amazing.
That's just amazing.
We're gonna talk to you about the Avengers Initiative blew my mind, but the Thanos thing, I had to clean up afterwards.
I know what you mean, but so I don't specifically remember this in theaters. I really don't. But this was a moment. This was a moment where it was a promise, and they come back to that idea later with an idea that the Avengers was a promise. And they really physically delivered on that, like just in the series in general. That this was a moment that they said things are changing. It's not just this series and that's it. There's more to it than that, and it really became more.
They definitely unveiled the idea of we're gonna make something that blows everybody's mind thing with that Avengers Initiative thing. That was ridiculous. It was the way you defined the upcoming era. Mm-hmm. But the Thanos thing was the way you said, we're about to wreck shit. And I absolutely love that they brought that in because of the sheer power of it. And it was so subtle that anybody who didn't know what was going on was basically just thinking, oh, there's another villain coming. They weren't like, oh, there's another villain coming in 14 movies. They were like, oh, there's another villain coming right now. It was such a slow play. I absolutely loved it.
There was a lot of debate as to when he was coming.
Right.
Actually. They thought Age of Ultron, before it was called Age of Ultron, might have been that.
Right.
At that point.
Right. It was such a long play on their part. It strikes me as this amazing chess move in production that you don't see in anything else.
No, that's a good point. It's a long play that you've never seen before.
Right.
It was the longest play you've ever seen in your life.
Right. Even in the Bond franchise, which has a ton of films, they've never played anything. It's always a standalone almost.
No. Even back, I could go over details of that, but even long time ago, like back in the Connery era when they had Blofeld, it was still like every film was Blofeld. It wasn't like Blofeld in 10 films from now.
Right.
It was like the next film was Blofeld. Right. No, totally agree. But this film in general.
Oh, spectacular. It sets the tone for the entire MCU. You get this idea of a normal guy stepping up and being a superhero, and then from there they start introducing actual superpowered individuals. Like, this was the most normal guy you could get suddenly realizing that he could be powerful. And then you get these guys who are powerful going, okay, it's time for me to do something. Like, it's a major difference because you see this guy step up and do something from nowhere.
I don't remember when we started having this conversation, but I remember shortly after this film, you and I were discussing, all right, can they get Thor right? Because at the time, I don't know if they can do a Thor film convincingly. At the time, I don't know if they can do a Captain America film convincingly. Can they do that? Was the question.
Those were the real two hurdles. You had Thor because of the godliness aspect. You had this issue where can they make that sort of power seem realistic on screen? And then you had Captain America where you have this insane geometry superpower where you can throw a shield around. And that seems comical in nature. I mean, it was comical in nature, and then they put it to screen and nobody complained.
No.
Like, they managed to put Captain America having perfect geometry in his head onto film, and it worked. So, like, they just... Those were the two films that were the trial, and from there I was completely sold.
But it took you until those. So at this point, you were feeling...
optimistic, but like I was on the edge of, I was like, wow, they really nailed this. But this next one, and then this next one, I mean, Thor and Captain America, those two were both hurdles that had to be jumped in two completely different ways. And when they nailed that, I was done second guessing. They had it at that point.
And that was it, even before Avengers.
Yeah, well before Avengers. Once Captain America was done, and they had done that, they had done the mockery of his origin, where he was singing and dancing on stage, and then they still made him look like a badass. There was nothing to do from there. It was over. The film series was going to work regardless.
I can agree with that, but you realize the next one actually is the Incredible Hulk.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the Incredible Hulk is... It's a story about a guy who attains incredible power. It's not a story about a superhero. Like, the Hulk is a guy who he's a good guy by nature, but he attains a power that is beyond control, and it's about controlling that power. And, like, you can't do that, but then they find a way to target it in the right way. But he's not technically a hero. He's not a hero like the rest of them are heroes.
No, I think they build that properly, but it's a unique sort of film in the series, especially since there's only one. But I think that sums it up. Anything about Iron Man in particular that you want to talk about before we close out?
He had an absolutely spectacular choice in cheeseburgers. I would not have gone with Burger King, but we nailed the cheeseburgers right here.
You killed the cheeseburgers. I'm going to give you credit, full credit.
I appreciate it. It went really well. Those were delectable.
What else we had? We had beer. We had martinis, which are fantastic.
Yeah, the martinis worked out well. Those are gin heavy. Like, you know you're having some gin if you have a martini. I will give it that.
2 shots of sake. Those are good.
Yeah, the hot sake went well. That was like a $15, I don't know, 4-gallon bottle of sake, so it is going pretty well.
No, it's definitely going very well. All right, so I think that's it until Incredible Hulk, and we'll start again then, I guess.
All right, it went really well. I love the film. I can't wait to see the next one.
All right. All right, guys.